J.R. Eppler, candidate for District 10 Supervisor. I want to thank the Visitacion Valley Community Unity Forum for allowing me to answer their questions about my vision for Visitacion Valley. Parking is an issue throughout District 10. Visitacion Valley is no exception. I'm the only candidate for supervisor that has worked on implementing parking plans in this district, and what I've learned is that parking solutions have to come from the community. They cannot be imposed top-down. So I vow to work with the community to look at the portfolio of parking solutions and right-size them for the people who live, work, and shop in this neighborhood. We can be creative about how we go about that, look for co-development opportunities for additional parking spaces like around the Bank of America building, spaces that often go underutilized. But ultimately, parking is a symptom. We have to get to the root of the problem. And I vow to work on signal priority, not just for the T, but also for the 9 and the 9R lines, and to tie Visitacion Valley to the greater bicycle network so that we're not as car dependent in the southern part of the district, so that we're better connected and we have more options for getting around. Participatory budgeting. That's a tool I intend to use, and I intend to use it the right way. In District 10, I will build a robust community outreach process that reaches across residents in every neighborhood, including those that do not typically engage with City Hall. Proposals will be developed with community input, be reviewed by residents before any decisions are made. Funding will be directed towards one-time capital projects and neighborhood improvements, the sorts of things like the greenway that we're in right now, tangible investments that residents can see and feel in their daily lives. Participatory budgeting is not just a checkbox exercise, it's a genuine transfer of the decision-making power to the people who know this district best. And that is how I intend to run it, and that's how I intend to deliver the resources that you need. Public safety in District 10 starts with trust, and trust starts with putting the right people on the street. That means culturally competent officers who speak the languages of our communities, more foot and bike patrols so residents actually get to know their officers and officers get to know their communities that they police, and expanding non-police response teams for mental health and quality of life issues that do not require an armed response. I support a fully funded SFPD that is responsible and accountable to the community. In our communities, we can also reduce incidences of gun violence by firearm buyback programs and curb gun violence before it starts through more robust after-school programs, social services, and a stronger school-to-job pipeline. And when someone does make a mistake, we need reentry programs that productively rejoin people to their community. As we all know, areas that show signs of neglect, broken windows, graffiti, abandoned storefronts, all signal that no one is watching and no one cares. That's why complete and vibrant neighborhoods must have clean, well-maintained public spaces. It's not just an aesthetic issue, it promotes public safety. Bottom line is, as your District 10 supervisor, I'll make sure that this district gets the effective, fair, trust-built, and community-oriented public safety that we deserve. And Visitacion Valley has historically not received the attention it deserves from City Hall. That is something I have been intentional about addressing. Over the last 2 years, I have participated in neighborhood cleanups, volunteered at community center toy drives during the holidays, and attended rain garden beautification days, sidewalk cleanups, and public works projects. I've also engaged directly with residents about how to improve and activate community spaces throughout the neighborhood, and will be holding consistent office hours to ensure that I am in tune with what Visitacion Valley residents need. As supervisor, I will continue these office hours and will track how resources and city services are distributed across every neighborhood, and will make that available to you publicly so that you can hold me accountable. Funding in District 10 should not be a competition. The campaign trail has shown me that our neighborhoods are interdependent and that a vibrant Visitacion Valley is essential for the strength of our district. Supporting local businesses in Visitacion Valley means addressing the fundamentals, foot traffic, corridor identity, and making sure neighborhood dollars stay in the neighborhood. As supervisor, I will prioritize transit corridor improvements and sidewalk planning along Leland and Bayshore to make it easier and more inviting for residents to shop and dine locally. I'll continue supporting the neighborhood beautification projects that make these areas the places where people want to be. I'll also work with the developers of the Baylands project to bring new residential density to the area and ensure that growth translates into real foot traffic for existing Visitacion Valley merchants. I'll also partner with the Leland Avenue Merchant Circle to strengthen the corridor branding and to build a distinct commercial identity for Visitacion Valley. And I will fight to direct more city and neighborhood resources specifically to Vis Valley businesses rather than to allow those dollars to be absorbed into citywide funding sources that do not reflect local priorities. Visitacion Valley merchants have been overlooked for too long, and I'll make sure that that ends as your supervisor.